Hey, everybody. Look who's back. It's been a minute since I've been on this channel. Probably since April, May, June, somewhere around there this summer. I'm going to talk a lot about that today, a little bit about it. I'll tell you about what I've been up to since then. But today, I have my very first special guest, my mother in law. DJ, come on in. Come on in.
Hello.
That's my mother-in-law. And so today the topic for today's show is legacy and our relationship and how we have kept this relationship going for over 30, well, my son is 34. So 35 years that we have been together building family, some of the lessons that I've learned from having her in my life through divorce and babies and all kinds of things. But I love her. I'm glad you're here. And what you thinking? What do you think?
I'm thinking that this is new for me.
Mm-hmm.
There is a 20-year generation space between us.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my first time being on a YouTube channel. But this is the best way to get to be on it, frankly. Mm-hmm.
And you're a YouTuber. You watch it.
I do.
We get all kinds of information from YouTube, and not many people in your generation, I don't see a lot of people. My brother, who's a year younger than I am, will tell you, I don't do the Insta face, and because he's a comedian. In his mind, he's a comedian. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I don't be all on there and, telling people my business. And I have no business. All of you know, my whole world is wide open and I'm not worried about any of that stuff. So let's get back to the, mothers-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a good relationship with your mother-in-law?
Yes, I did. And I will say I did because I believe in family.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in getting along with people.
Hmm.
And maybe I have been fortunate enough that no one has made me change my mind,
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
I try to be on good terms with people. And when you have an individual, a good soul, that you kind of like vibing on the same wavelength where family is important,
Mm-hmm.
your children are important to you. The less conflict, the better the bloom.
Facts. And you have taught me, I always say that, I was a latchkey kid. I grew up watching television. Television was my life. That's all I did. I watched it. I learned lessons. I learned what not to do and what to do. And I just believed, I've told you that I believed that when I got married, I was going to live the American dream. I was going to have my husband. I was going to do it right because y'all know I grew up Christian. I was going to get married and I was going to have my husband, and I was going to have my 2.5 kids, a dog, and a white picket fence and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Then life threw a curve.
First of all, I didn't even know how to make that a reality. I always speak from the I perspective. That's, when you working in DEI spaces. My own personality is that I did not know how to be a wife. I had seen it on television. It must be simple. It was not. And so when the marriage broke up, I didn't expect that I would continue to have my mother-in-law in my life.
I would continue. She didn't know she was going to be in my life. My grandson. She's a good person. So what she didn't know, I knew.
Exactly. And
mother-in-laws always know.
And because you also, you made it very easy for me to, let me turn this light on. It ain't working. You made it very easy for me to be, to feel accepted into your family. And I appreciated that. It's a two-way street, these relationships. right? And to your point, like I didn't know. I knew I was open to it. So when I was going through the divorce and moved to New Jersey, I knew that I wanted to have a relationship. I wanted Bryant to know his grandmother and everything. And you always made it easy. We, whether I'm coming to your house, um, probably much to the chagrin
Never,
of
never,
of
never.
of of, of my ex husband. You know, I'm sure he is like, why do I have to keep seeing my ex wife? But he
Mm-hmm.
also knew that it was important that our son, my son, even said to me last month when I went to visit him, he said when he tells people about the way he was raised, he can honestly say that there was no fighting. Like there was no, you know, the divorce happened, that happened, but we were always his parents. You were his grandmother. I can remember when he was a little kid, and we were like, "Well, what do you want him to call you?" And I
Mm-hmm.
think you said grandmother. And I
Yes, I'm
think
very
that's the
proper
yes,
grandmother.
that is a proper.
But
And I think he called you grandmother for a while.
hmm
I think
but
he
when
called
we
you
text,
grandmother
I just sign GM.
because she hip like that.
I'm hip.
Y'all see that? Because and that was always also the reason why you and I could hang together because you allowed me to be myself. And I remember it's funny because one time I thought I don't think you had ever seen me dressed up because every time I came to your house I was on vacation and having worked in public school, always having to be dressed up. Yeah, I know I was wearing sweats or jeans or whatever, and she never, you know. But then we would go out. We would because in New York, you introduced me to shows and musicals, and we would take Brian, and then when I
Mm-hmm.
had Brianna, we would take our kids out to entertain them. We went on vacation together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I was taking the kids, I'd be like, Dolores, you want to
Mm-hmm.
come down the Jersey
Mm-hmm.
Shore
Mm-hmm.
or whatever? And I have got pictures of you frolicking in the ocean
Mm-hmm.
and just having a good time that way.
See, at that, I think at for her, she may not have realized, but that was important to me that I'm also accepted, uh,
Mm-hmm,
and I think we're dealing with legacy now.
mm-hmm,
So, the legacy is to be have your family, associate with them,
mm-hmm,
have memories. Legacy does not always mean I'm leaving behind material things.
mm-hmm,
And I tend to gear more to the less materialistic thing, like to how you're going to be remembered.
mm-hmm,
You know, it could be in then innumerable ways that we are kind to each other,
mm-hmm.
remember each other. Those things are more precious. But I know if I have money to leave you, I'm happy to leave it with you because where I'm going, we got better things to do than worry about how we're going to use our money.
Right. And I mean, you during those earlier years when Bryant was little, and you were the ones that would come through in ways if he never wanted for anything because if mama couldn't do it, I reach out to his grandmother and she would come through,
Mm-hmm.
and it demonstrated teamwork, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
That you know, we always say we want to have a partner. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that term is out there. You know, that we talk about partnership, romantic partnerships, and this is just a family partnership
That's
that
right.
we committed to raising Bryant, making sure that he knew love.
Mm-hmm.
And again, when you think about that kind of legacy, inheritance and those types of things have to do with, you know, that's why grandmothers are so important in the
Mm-hmm.
family.
Mm-hmm.
You have stories that you can tell about the family
Mm-hmm.
that so you keep that tradition going. People
Mm-hmm.
he might not have ever met,
Mm-hmm.
you made sure that he knew who his cousins were. You made on his father's
Mm-hmm.
side, and that was always precious. And this was way before Facebook and all these things to
Mm-hmm.
help us to know.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but for you to be here with me in 2023,
Mm-hmm.
And my son was born in 1989. So y'all do the math. So 34 years ago that we became, and when he was born in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So she was in New York. We didn't have a relationship then at that point because it was when we got married. Yeah, when we got married, my husband and I, we were in Detroit when we got married. And then we ended up living in Texas. Mm-hmm. But within a year, but you had met him.
Yeah. Just the fact that, my son had his wife and a child, that's all I needed to know.
Right. Right.
When you know you have that's your, we all are born into this world, and to know that you have a place in it is a beautiful thing. And the place is your family. Yeah. And I feel for anyone that experienced it a little, or you had an experience at all, you just pray for the right guidance to see you through. But we come in this world, even the smallest of insects, you have a place, and the place is your mother, your family, and all those other things around you.
And that's it. So y'all see that was in my DNA from birth, before she and I ever met. And God put us, and the universe put us together in a way, and we have nurtured what we have been given. It has grown in a powerful way. I have always had support. There have been times when I've said, because I've moved around a little bit. I just moved around a little bit. And Dolores is like, what are you doing now?
Time to put down some roots.
And I'm still not settled. I'm still not, where I am now is where I am now. The level of acceptance that I've gotten from her, though, is also part of what keeps our relationship strong, because it's like, and she knows she can't do nothing with me. I'm just going to be.
We're both headstrong.
We are headstrong women. And so, grandson don't have no. But now we have another generation with young Zaire. So Zaire he turned 4 in October last month. And he's starting to, get his vocabulary together and things like that. And it's just another generation of us to think about, okay, how do we want him to think about relationships within the family and beyond, right?
So he can pass it on. They always say you need a role model.
Yeah.
You have to follow some example. So we're a small example, and shattering the myth that daughters and mother-in-laws do not get together. Get along.
Right.
We get along.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about. I will come back. I'm going to try to, I'm traveling next week, because y'all know that's what I love to do. I'm traveling next week, but hopefully every 2 weeks or something, I'll record a little something. And if I get other people that want to be guests on the channel, I will do that. Maybe do it virtually or whatever. I'm open. You want to be on the channel? Anybody want to be a guest on my channel? Dolores and I, as we were talking about getting this together, this episode, some people like a script. I ain't doing no script. To my friend Christina, who's out there, she know. We were doing the National Seed Project, and they like to do scripts. Me no do scripts.
Yeah, she told me it has to be authentic.
It's authentic. And we don't have no problem. This could be the permanent host and co-hosting situation, right? Because she is like, the world is watching.
The world is watching. They say once you're on the internet, it never goes away.
Exactly. Come see what we're doing. Because we're not doing anything. We're not doing anything to harm anybody. We're trying to teach some lessons, and this lesson is all about love.
Women can get along.
Women can get along. And remember, the whole title of the channel, Black Women Over 50, Our Lives Matter Too. So, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I will check in with you. we'll check in with you next time. Take care of yourselves and show some love. And if you have a mother-in-law, call your mother-in-law. See if you can get a good relationship like this. She's got to have a sense of humor though, because all right, love y'all. Bye.